years ago lived Ebuka, the son of Mazi Okeke and Lolo. Ebuka was a brilliant boy who had the dream of becoming a medical doctor, but his dream and aspiration crashed at the age of 15. His parents weren't comfortable with the type of friends he kept. They warned him, but he didn't listen because he thought he was big enough to make his own decision, and also too careful not to be a victim of what his parents feared. One day, Nnamdi, his friend, called him to his house and said to him, "I don't like the way you run away from girls. You are a boy, for heaven's sake, and you need to act like one. You are handsome, you are intelligent, and you've got the swag, the vibes, and the energy, but you are not complete, and you still behave like a baby being fed with a feeding bottle." "Ah, why did you say that? Do you know you just insulted me?" Ebuka said. "I am sorry, my friend. I didn't mean to offend you," Nnamdi said. "I only wanted to draw your attention to what I as a friend has observed is missing in you. This is not our father's age. Things have changed, and you don't need to behave like an old cargo. Otherwise, you'll be turned into a caricature. You need a girlfriend that will be by your side to give you that level that I'm talking about. My birthday is coming up in 3 months' time, and every one of us will be coming with our girls. I don't want you to be odd." Ebuka said, "I don't know how to go about it. We attend an all-boys school. I have never spent 5 minutes in my entire life talking to a girl before. And besides, this is against what my parents stand for. They have always preached against it, as it is not yet time. The reasons why I shouldn't have a girlfriend outnumbers the reason why I should." "You see?" Nnamdi said. "You see what?" Ebuka asked. "You see why I said you behave like a baby being fed with a feeding bottle? You just proved that you were one. My parents said this, my parents said that. You will soon leave high school and you will keep saying, my parents this, my parents that. They won't know. You will do this thing on a low key and enjoy life like every other young boy out there. Or is this your thing not working? Now, that's enough," Ebuka said. "I'll look for a girl if that will make you happy." Nnamdi said, "See this one, no? Who will allow you go and disgrace yourself? The way you are sounding, you might even urinate on your body while trying to talk to a girl." "I will punch you," Ebuka said. "In fact, I am going home right now because these insults are too much." Nnamdi pleaded and he stayed back. And Nnamdi said, "I have made arrangements with my girl to come to my house tomorrow by 3 p.m. with her friend. You will come to my house immediately after school. You know my parents go to their place of business in the morning and return at night. So nobody will know what will happen in this house tomorrow, as we will be free as air. What you will do for me is to cook up an intelligent story for your parents and be bold while talking to them so they don't suspect that you are lying." "May God help me," Ebuka said. "Amen, baby," Nnamdi responded. Ebuka left for home as it was dark already. When he got home, his father called him and said, "Ebuka, look at me." Ebuka couldn't look up. Then his father laughed and said, "I didn't just become your father. I passed through many stages. That is to say, I was once your age, and I can easily tell you that you are already on the wrong track or about to. Please, my son, you are the only one your mother and I have, and we can't lie or deceive you. If there is anything you are doing or about to do that is against our faith, Please speak up so that we can do everything within our power as parents to help you out. Ebuka said to his father, Papa, I am not doing anything wrong. Neither do I intend to. I am only scared of. Scared of what? Mazi Okeke interrupted. I am scared of telling you that I'll return from school tomorrow by 5 o'clock p.m. because of our Jet Club meeting in school. Jet Club meeting? Yes, Papa. But that's not enough reason to be scared talking to me. Is there something else? Mazi Okeke asked. No, Papa, Ebuka responded. That's okay. But I want you to know, my son, that every action, be it good or bad, has a consequence. And sometimes the consequence of bad steps or actions leaves us in a lifetime regret because times are irredeemable. So, my son, as your father, I advise that you watch your steps. Watch your actions so that in the nearest future, had I know, will be very far from your lips. Thank you, sir, Ebuka said. They had their dinner together as a family and everybody retired back to their bedrooms. Ebuka was on his bed rolling. His conscience was pricking him. He sat up and said, Is my father aware of anything? That man spoke in parables, but his words are so clear to me. Is he aware of all I and Nnamdi are about to do? Is God speaking through my father? Will I regret my tomorrow's action? Will proving to Nnamdi that I'm not a baby scatter my dream and aspiration? Well, let me go just this once, and I promise not to again. After all, nothing has happened to Nnamdi and others, so I will be free as well as they are. After tomorrow, I will avoid Nnamdi completely so that there won't be any further influence, he said, and then slept off. The next morning, he woke up full of energy and prepared for school. As he was about stepping out, his mother said to him, Ebuka, my son, any 5 minutes pleasure that will put you in a lifetime pressure is not worth it. Please, my son, go with this word to school today and return with it. Okay, Mama, Ebuka said, and left for school. On his way to school, he said, These parents of mine, it seems they have 4 eyes, oh. But I'm sorry, old man and woman. I have to prove to Nnamdi, my friend, that I'm not a baby. After this, I promise to listen to all you will say to me. In the school, he didn't concentrate as usual. His mind was diverted, going to Nnamdi's house, the girl, who she was, how he will gather momentum to speak to her, the first step to take as a novice, and a lot more. The day was a long day as it took so long for the school to close. Finally, the closing bell was jingled and Ebuka was panicking. Nnamdi laughed at him and encouraged him by saying, Once you do this now, you will be glad you did, and I will be officially welcoming you into the big boys gang, the big boys club tomorrow with my lunch money. Everything, I promise. This made Ebuka prepared to face the task. As they headed towards Nnamdi's house, 5 minutes after they got home, the guests arrived. Ebuka was shocked to see a 22-year-old lady. Before he could reach out to Nnamdi, he was already out of sight. The lady said to him, Don't act surprised. Age is just a number. I am here to give you an experience that you will not recover from in a lifetime. The lady dragged him inside and sexually abused him. When they were done, he quickly dressed up and went home moody and wounded without saying a word to Nnamdi. His parents observed that all weren't well with him. They tried speaking to him, but he kept on crying, and they decided to leave him till he was ready to speak up. Ebuka hated Nnamdi so well and started avoiding him. He was so glad that they had just 1 month left in high school, at least to stop seeing his face, which was a constant reminder of the ugly experience he had in his place. After the last examination, Nnamdi walked up to Ebuka and said, "I am so sorry, my friend. I know you hate me so well, and that's understandable. I only wanted you to be like me, because people sang your praises so much. They made us look like devils and you a saint. That made me envious, and since I can't be like you, I decided to do all it would take to make you be like me. But regardless of what had happened, you are still different, and as a friend, I will advise that you keep listening to your parents and do not allow the opinion of an outsider override that of your parents next time, because your parents can never want your downfall unless they have dined with the devil." Ebuka wanted to respond to him, but he started crying. He said, "To think that my lovely parents warned me. To think that my mom said to me on that day, to go out and come in with this word. Any 5 minutes pleasure that will put you in a lifetime pressure is not worth it. But my coconut head didn't listen. Now I am on an internal pressure. I haven't forgiven myself. I feel so ashamed of myself wanting an experience, and now that same experience hurts me more than iodine applied on a fresh wound. Indeed, it is better to be alone than to be with swines, all in the name of friends, because they will drag you into the mud, leave you there to suffer the consequence, come out and bathe clean." He cried home and was determined to return as a prodigal son to his parents. On getting home, his mother welcomed him and said, "What happened? Didn't you write well? Was your script torn? Did you cheat? What happened, my son?" Lolo asked too many questions at a time. By this time, Mazi Okeke had joined the scene, and Ebuka said, "Mama, none of what you asked happened. I have only disappointed Papa and you. I am so sorry. I was so deaf to all your warnings, and now I have tasted and seen that you, my parents, want the best for me, and that everything God commanded us to do is for our own good." His parents were still confused because he hadn't said anything. So his father said to him, "Calm down. No matter how grievous what you have done may be, we promise to be lenient with you." Ebuka then summoned courage to confess to his parents on how he lied about the Jet Club meeting in school, how he had planned with Nnamdi to be at his place by 3 p.m. that day for a boy and girl experience. "Did you do it?" Lolo asked. "Woman, calm down," Mazi Okeke said. "Yes, Mama. I was sexually harassed. Nnamdi brought a lady older than me with 7 good years." "Eh? Chimo, Ebuka, you have killed me," Lolo said. Mazi Okeke was silent, and after 5 minutes, he said, "No matter how wise you think you are as a child, your parents' ancient wisdom is still needed in your life's journey. If you had listened to us, we wouldn't have been here having this discussion. A lot of mess you young ones find yourself today were totally avoidable if only you listened. Well, we tried as your parents, but you allowed peer pressure win. There is absolutely nothing we can do than to pray that the sin of that day doesn't catch up and mess up with your entire life." In the evening of that same day, There was a knock. Ebuka went to the door and was shocked to see Nnamdi and the lady. "What are you doing here?" he questioned. The lady said, "I am here to..." Ebuka interrupted. "Leave my house right away. I have no business whatsoever with you or Nnamdi." The lady shouted, "You lie!" And this made Lolo ask who were at the door and that he should let them in. The lady entered, greeted and introduced herself as Chioma and told Lolo that she is pregnant for Ebuka. Mazi Okeke heard from his room, came out and said, "So you are the one who molested my son?" "Molested kwa?" Chioma asked. "I didn't molest him. Oh. He was informed the previous day of what was going to play out in the house that afternoon by Nnamdi, his friend. And he came prepared from school. So how did I molest him? I only came here to inform you about this pregnancy. As a big girl that I am, I have tried to flush it out, but this stubborn thing still sat in there pretty. I have come to tell you that I'm still flexing my life and no baby will stop me. So, when I give birth to this child, I will come and drop the baby here and continue with my life." She then turned to Nnamdi and said to him, "Thank you for bringing me here. I have delivered my message and I am leaving." She left and Nnamdi followed. Lolo cried and said to Ebuka, "Thank you so much for clothing us with shame. Strangers now walk into our house, threaten us, and walk out freely because of your disobedience." Mazi Okeke simply said to him, "Know that your ambition of becoming a medical doctor is only but a mere dream, because you will sit and nurse that baby if that lady does exactly what she had said." Ebuka knelt down before his parents and said, "Papa, Mama, I know I have done an abominable act, but please use every other thing to punish me and not my aspiration. Papa, I know I have broken your heart, but I'm still your son, your able, the beginning of your strength, your God-given treasure. Papa, will you sit and watch your brilliant son become a nobody? Will you also sit and watch your brilliant son still feeding from you the time I'm supposed to feed you? The time I'm supposed to be your anchor and arrow? Papa, please. I know I didn't listen. God used you and Mama to speak to me, but my heart was hardened. But please, my good father and my good mother, give me this last chance to prove my worth as a repentant child." For the first time in Ebuka's life, he saw his father, Mazi Okeke, cried. Mazi said, "Son, you broke my heart. There is time for everything the scripture says. And if you are a parent, you won't be happy if your child does same to you. Ebuka? The devil just wants you useless. He wants to stop your destiny, but as Christ overlook all our sins and make sure the devil doesn't win the battle over our salvation. Ebuka, I as your father, though I am so hurt and heartbroken, I will not allow the devil mess up with your destiny. Though you have made a huge mistake that was avoidable, but I won't allow it end your destiny and mess up with your glorious future. You will go to school, and right before our eyes, we will see you become a doctor as we have always aspired." Ebuka could not contain the joy, so he hugged his father and promised to make them proud. After 1 month, his results were released, and he cleared all his papers and got admitted to study medicine. Nnamdi didn't pass all his exams, and he was so angry and proud to repeat the class. On the day Ebuka was to leave for school, his parents sat him down and said, "You know the guilt that you lived with all these months. You have seen that the consequence of your action is also felt by us, your parents. So please, when you get to school, whatever decision you want to take, be kind to put our feelings into consideration so we don't end up having heart attack." Lolo said to him, "Ebu, my son, you are brilliant, yes. But if you don't read, there is no how you can pass your exams. We have played our roles as parents to see that we secure your future. The ball is now on your court. Please do not miss the goal. Make God proud, make us proud, and most importantly, make yourself proud." Ebuka said to his parents, "Papa, Mama, I am not proud of what happened few months ago, but I am glad it happened because I have gained an experience that will keep me focused. Just relax your minds and keep praying for me. And once again, thank you for accepting to do this for me. It is only an unwise child that will misuse a second chance." He knelt down and asked his parents to pray for him. When they were done, they accompanied him to the park and stayed until the vehicle moved. After 10 months, they woke up in the morning hearing the cry of a baby wrapped in a basket by the entrance of the door. They didn't need a prophet to tell them that Chioma had done what she had said she would do. Lolo said, "This generation is so sick. How can a grown-up lady abandon her baby that is not up to 3 months? No conscience of how the baby will feed. I mean, how do we even get here that a mother will carry pregnancy to full term, push her baby, and we abandon that same child without looking back? No emotions, no feel, no motherly love of care, nothing. Simply moves on as though nothing has happened. May such ladies never come into my lineage as daughters or wives." She carried the baby up, and of a truth, no DNA needed because the baby looked so much as Ebuka. She said, "God works in mysterious ways and has given me a daughter. You are welcome home. Though the circumstances surrounding your birth may be called a mistake, but my child, you are not a mistake, and you will never be. The sin of your father and mother will not deter your destiny." Mazi Okeke requested to carry her. He named her Onyinyechuku, meaning God's gift. They started catering for the baby and never mentioned it to Ebuka. In fact, they told Ebuka to remain in school and return only when he graduates because they didn't want to reopen the healed wound. 2 years on, they enrolled Onyinye into a good school, and just like her father, she was so brilliant. After several years, Ebuka graduated and his parents were there with Onyinye to cheer him up. When they got home, Mazi Okeke and Lolo congratulated their son and thanked him for making them proud. Onyinye and Ebuka were in a looking competition, and Ebuka asked, "Mama, Papa, did you birth another child? Because this little girl looks so much like me." "Yes, so," Lolo answered. "We now have another child through you. The first certificate you gave us before medicine." Ebuka shouted, "Ewo! But you never mentioned this all these years to me. Where is her mother?" "My dear, come to daddy." Ebuka carried Onyinye up, kissed her, and said, "God bless you, my child." He knelt down before his parents and said, "Thank you so much, Papa and Mama, for clothing me again and not leaving me naked in the hands of unfriendly friends." He asked how long Onyinye had been with them, and was shocked when Lolo said they woke up one morning and met her wrapped in a basket as a baby. And her mother has not checked up on her? Ebuka asked. Lolo said, if I see her today, I will walk past her, not because I haven't forgiven her, but because I won't be able to recognize her. Hey, God, Ebuka exclaimed. Mazi Okeke said, we asked you to remain in school till you graduate because we didn't want anything whatsoever to distract or make you divided. Thank you so much, Papa and Mama, Ebuka said. But what next, if I may ask? Will I carry her as I'm going back? Lolo said, no. I took care of her since she was abandoned by her mother, and I'm not tired of taking care of her. She's my daughter. You will go and look for a job and make sure you don't fail her as we didn't fail you as a parent. When you want to get married too, you will inform your wife that you have a child so that there won't be any secrets. The next week, Ebuka returned and was lucky to secure a job in a good hospital in Enugu. He soon became very comfortable and never failed in his responsibility as a father. Nnamdi was so proud to repeat the class, and he became a taxi driver, while Chioma relocated and got married to another man. After so many years, Chioma was all grown and in senior secondary school. She identified Ebuka as his father, but she took Mazi Okeke and Lolo as her biological parents and never hid anything from them. It was one evening, they were all resting in the parlor when someone knocked. Onye got to the door but didn't recognize the fellow. She allowed her in. Lolo and Mazi Okeke didn't recognize the fellow as well until she introduced herself as Chioma. She said she wanted her baby back. Lolo laughed and said, my dear, there must be a reason why you came for her after so many years. Chioma said she has been married for several years without a child and was tired of living like a barren woman when she is not in the real sense. So she had decided to come carry the child she carried in the womb for 9 months. Lolo clapped her hands and said, wonders shall never cease. So you are seated there saying all these things and you are not ashamed. Your mind is not telling you that you are a fool, a very big one. Mazi Okeke said, woman, that's enough. Onye is grown and she knows what's best for her. He then said, Onye, my daughter, that is your mother. She has come to carry you with her. Chioma said, my daughter, I am so sorry I abandoned you all these years. I am ready to fix things up. Onye giggled and said, people will intentionally hurt you and say, I am so sorry because it doesn't cost a dime to say so. So you abandoned me as a baby when I needed you the most. You didn't care about my survival. You carried my food with you, left and never returned until after 14 years because your sin has caught up with you. The gift God gave you several years ago, you abandoned that gift. And today, you ask God for another gift. And because you weren't given, you now remember me? To the best of my knowledge, you wanted me dead. But thank God I'm not. There is no good mother, no matter how poor, sick, or incapacitated, that will abandon her child for so long without looking back. Even a mad woman remembers her children in the state of insanity. These are my parents. This woman sitting here pointing to the direction of Lolo is the only mother I recognized yesterday. that I recognize today and I will recognize tomorrow. You detached yourself from my life the very day you abandoned me, and I grew up without you being in my picture. There is no space for you in my life. Go back to God and ask Him for mercy, because Papa here, Mama, my daddy, and me never laid a curse on you. She moved into her room, and Lola said to Chioma, "Please, I want to go and meet my daughter, and I can't leave you here. So please take your leave." Chioma left in shame, and when she got to her husband's house, her loads were waiting outside for her. Onyinye finished her secondary school, and she soon got admitted into the university, and she stayed with her father. Onyinye liked a nurse for her father who was not ready to mingle or marry because of his experience. But as a smart girl, he connected them together, and they got married after 1 year and lived happily together. Hey, African Tales by Karma Tribe. I know this story has a lot of lessons for teenagers, adults, parents, and everybody. And as usual, I would like us to interact in the comment section. Please like and share this story to your loved ones. And if you have not subscribed, please punch on the subscription button. Thank you. Till I bring another story your way, it's a goodbye from here, and God bless you.